BuzzTV's soon-to-be-released Google TV Certified Media Player. Part 2 will be in about a week, focused on codec use. Here's a quick look at what's in the box, including a nice full-size Bluetooth voice remote with handy number keys and 4 shortcut buttons. The box itself has useful microSD, gigabit LAN, and USB-C plus USB 2.0 ports. It also has Wi-Fi 6. You can see the box is made by SEI, makers of the popular Homatics and variants, and this box is likely the same as Homatic's upcoming Box 4K version 2, initially only available in Turkey as of this recording. When we look at the specs side by side, they're identical compared with Homatic's 4GB RAM version. Having 4 gigs of RAM significantly helps BuzzTV G series with its performance, snappiness in use, and it also comes with ample 64 gigs of storage. This box will retail for $149, but see description below for a 10% off coupon usable with any BuzzTV product. The Xiaomi box has 3rd gen with the same Amlogic S905X5M system on chip that I previously reviewed is $80. But I think this BuzzTV box is worth paying more because it has double the RAM, double the storage, and wired gigabit Ethernet. BuzzTV G series is quite responsive and snappy to use under Android, faster than Amlogic S905X4 like the original Homatics, and S922 like Fire TV Cube 2nd Gen. That minor navigation hiccup you may have noticed never happened after first use of the GUI. Sharing all the Google TV settings options I selected. All HDR formats are supported as expected. Dolby Matte, so Dolby True HD and Atmos should work. Only DTS is shown, but let's see if DTS MA, HRA, and X pass through. Enabling developer options, mainly for core-like use later. Still plenty of storage after the few apps I installed. OEM unlocking enabled, so bootloader should be disabled to boot from microSD or USB to install and use core-like. I always disable these animations even if they marginally improve navigation and snappiness. Running AIDA64 here to show hardware specs. Okay, let's run Kodi and test video and audio playback and see how well BuzzTV G series does under Android Google TV for local media playback. Walking through Kodi settings options I selected. You can see that local library scanning from my server is quite fast. Okay, let's start by testing key audio formats to check which pass through without issue. All Dolby True HD Atmos play perfectly. Letting this test clip play all the way through. Next, Dolby True HD 7.1. By the way, I'm only showing some tests in this video for brevity. I spent a few hours testing clips and actual movies in depth.
This is the left channel. Next, we have the center channel. Over here is the right channel.
The brief loss of video and audio you're seeing is the BuzzTV box resyncing with resolution and refresh rate change with my projector. It's normal.
Welcome to the inside of your head.
With this DTS MA 7.1 test file, we're only getting the core DTS 5.1. Here's media info on that clip. Moving on to another DTS MA 7.1 test. With this, you can see we're getting full proper pass-through. And one last DTS MA 7.1 demo. Only core DTS again. Media info for that. Basically, DTS MA 7.1 currently yields inconsistent pass-through results. DTS MA 5.1, on the other hand, passes through perfectly consistently. Quickly demoing another DTS MA 5.1 sample, passes through perfectly, no issues. What's odd with DTS MA 7.1 pass-through only sometimes working is that the more complex object-based DTS-X passing through perfectly without any issues. Next, a PCM 5.1 clip, it passes through properly. I did all tests for longer, but only sharing snippets for brevity and to avoid copyright claims. Next, a 7.1 PCM test clip. This shows DTS, but it's actually PCM. All PCM 7.1 get mapped down and playback as 5.1. Here's another example of that, 7.1 PCM down map to PCM 5.1. By the way, the different output formats you're seeing in the audio info overlay is just the upmixing I'm doing with my AV receiver as I have a 7.1.4 surround setup. Besides the audio test I just quickly demoed, I tested actual movies with the key formats you're seeing with the pass-through results for each. Let's move on to a sampling of HDR format tests. For us local media playback enthusiasts, this box currently isn't a good fit on the Android side as it cannot play Dolby Vision Profile 7 at all. This includes FEL and MEL videos. BuzzTV G series under Android does playback Dolby Vision Profile 4 and Profile 5 videos like this one. Retrying Dolby Vision Profile 7 fell again, and it will not play. Same goes for DVP7 MEL. Okay, after extensive test results with actual movies, here are the key HDR format results. BuzzTV G series plays high bitrate test clips and actual movies smoothly over wired Ethernet. I didn't test over wireless as wired throughput, as you'll see later, is much better. And no issues with even the most demanding 400 meg per second test clip. Letting it play all the way through. Moving on to legacy formats, BuzzTV G series plays all MPEG2 properly, both interlace like this one and progressive like the next one. Again, keeping it brief here and also for copyright claim reasons. VC1, on the other hand, is problematic, at least under Android, both interlaced like this sample and progressive like the next one. Significant stuttering and even some freezing. And lip sync issue, as you'll notice. I'm hoping most or hopefully all of the issues here on the Android side will be okay under a Corelec in my next part 2 video.
I was born of this!
How's man on crossing over, you half-breed piece of shit?
Now let's test modern codecs VP9 and namely AV1. All of these up to 4K fare very well as expected from a box powered by an Amlogic S905X5M chip, including proper HDR, HDR10+, and DV support. Just for giggles, I tested several 8K samples, and as expected, this box, like others with similar hardware guts, did not play them properly. Wrapping up AV tests, here are the results after extensive testing of key codecs. Back to the Google TV interface, you can see how snappy and responsive this BuzzTV G Series box is. So this video has been focused on local playback for enthusiasts, as I'm not much of an online streaming guy and only have Peacock and Prime Video, but content from both those sources played back well, including HDR and Dolby Vision.
Memories. It's like a movie. We can
Skipping through the ads to show online streaming does work fine as expected.
Maybe they should call us Deal O'Brady's.
Come on, son. It's okay.
Did want to mention there's a BuzzTV IPTV app due out soon that may be worth checking out. Finally, let me share internet and in a bit local network speed test results. This is wired internet testing using Analytic. I have a 1 gig fiber internet service. Using this different speed test app, I get close to that 1 gig wired internet speed, which is more accurate for this box. Fast forwarding through this bit, now doing wired iPerf3 local network test, confirming getting full gigabit with wired here. Switching to wireless, Wi-Fi 6 performance is pretty good with BuzzTV G Series, but not quite on par with something like Fire TV Cube 3, which performs better than 600 plus megs per second. Alright, that's a wrap for BuzzTV G Series and its Google TV Android performance. Stay tuned for my part 2 video focused on core-like and pure Kodi performance. Take care, and thank you for watching.